I tried to take notes. I tried to write down ideas. They're kind of higgledy. I guess it's two parts. There's some lessons that I learned and maybe we could learn. I hope we take. And then there's about his mileage. I'm going to leave the mileage to the end. That's the way it came out. First came out a lot of difficult feelings and some guilt. And then I was able to just focus on the wonderful person that I just have been. So that sort of hasn't been in order, but the first thing that came to mind was it's how important it is to strengthen the bond with your children. Sometimes it's hard, or sometimes they resist. But then you be the one to reach out. Fathers to children. And sometimes they don't. Sometimes they don't come to you, or they don't make it easy. Children have all kinds of mistaken notions sometimes. Sometimes they think that a parent doesn't want them, or love them, or need them. It's not true that sometimes that's the way you feel. I made commitments many times to strengthen my relationship with Simcha. I thought maybe we could meet up weekly, at least. I mean, we talked there on Shabbos, but he would have been open to meeting up, going out for dinner, whatever. And a lot of times, somehow the time just went and it didn't happen. And I keep recommitting. And I wish that I had done differently. So I'm saying, why should anyone else have to be? You never know what you've got, right? Until it's gone. So I say that when there's that you be big if others can't, and if there's pettiness in your families or with other people, between parents and children, or between husband and wife. I mean, sometimes it seems like really big things, but in the bigger scheme of things, when it hits you, those things are so inconsequential. So I'm telling myself, and I'm hoping that by saying it publicly it'll sink in, and to do this for Simcha, is to be big, and if the other person can't make relationship happen, connection happen, apologies, whatever, then so you take the step. You be big. Simcha was extremely beloved by all of his family, his siblings. My wife Lisa, who davened for him every day, and at candle lighting, and talked with him. And that was hard. That was a hard relationship for both of them, and they both worked at it. He was very loyal and caring to his family, and to all of us. You know, you think, oh, motorcycle accident. But he was not like a tough guy. You know, he didn't smoke. He didn't overdrink or didn't get drunk or things. He didn't hang out with a bad crowd. He is involved in many projects I don't know about. Somebody called me this morning to remind me about someone from the fire department, because he raised money for the fire department and the firefighters and and for people who were put out because of the fires up north last year. Simcha had a lot of skills and talents, and maybe I'll enumerate some of them maybe, but socially he had difficulties, and I guess you can't expect children, when you're children, to they exclude other kids, they remain apart, they don't, it's a very exceptional child who can rise above that, but certainly teenagers and young adults, if there's someone who's alone, there's someone who doesn't connect so easily, like we have a responsibility to reach out to them, to not have them be alone. Rav Leff in Pirkei Avos this past Shabbos, he was teaching in Pirkei Avos chapter 2, he's quoting Rav Club, that a person should remember 3 things and not come to sin. Okay? So one of them is a kol shomea, and another is what is it? Roy. Right. Ozen shomat. So Rapam says that we have to emulate Hashem. Hashem hears our tzaras. Hashem hears our prayers. We also, to other people, listen to them, be a listening ear for them, to hear their tzaras, there to go try to understand them, try to see who they are, try to be somebody who is roy them. You don't have to solve problems. It's often just a big help to be able to be a listener, or people just know that there's somebody there. Even children, and children especially need that. It was said by a couple of people, Simcha was hit down, or he fell, he stumbled, and he got up. But it shows you the role, the importance of that we have as parents or as teachers, as Rebbeim. Right? There were Rebbeim that encouraged Simcha, and he never forgot. His Kita Aleph Rebbe, I was reminded of this, we're switching, I don't know the significance of this day, but today is the day that I'm supposed to acquire one home and the people move out of the former home that Simcha grew up in. And this past week we've been clearing that out and coming across memories and stuff. There's a picture I saw, broken frame of Simcha with his grade 1 Rebbe, who he always considered for years after that his Rebbe. Because this guy, I don't know, worked to form a connection with him. And he never forgot. And also, and when that Rebbe had to leave something, Simcha said, well, at least I have my Menahel. Right? Because Menahel was also sometimes good to him. And he didn't forget that. Of course, when he was later in high school, in Ramat Beit Shemesh or things like that, those Rebbeim, those people, they're still people that he considers himself a Talmud of them. He still sometimes went to them for Shabbos, for Kol Hamoed. Right? The rest of it, it's amazing what a teacher can do. And also the opposite. Sometimes, if a kid has difficulties, he could really suffer. And he could suffer because of stigma. He could suffer because people not understanding, because people ignoring, people either being harsh on him without really understanding or ignoring. But Simcha always remained respectful, and he never gave up, and he never turned against them. He told me, I don't remember when it was, sometime in the past year, we mentioned a certain Rav, I think it was Rav Feldman. I forget his first name. Is it Moshe? So that was his Rebbe for 2 years. He said, I really got to get in touch with him. I owe him an apology because I gave him a really hard time. The hard time was that Simcha couldn't sit still sometimes, or something. He was not he was not disrespectful or chutzpahdik in any way. Certainly never intentionally. So again, Rebbeim, parents, don't be reasonable, be unreasonable. Reach out why should you have to wait till something happens to get us out of our complacency? Simcha had a project, Humans of Jerusalem. It was a Facebook page where he would go out and he was a very good photographer. He would take pictures of people that someone captured a certain part of their essence, and then he would write their stories. These are just people on the street. And he took ordinary people and he made them extraordinary, because they are extraordinary when you take a chance to listen to them and get to know them. And he had a gift of writing, so he would write about them. And this became viral around the world. It was very good for Israel, very good for the Jewish people, because they put a face on Jerusalem of real people and real Yidden. And he kept that up until when he got a full-time job and didn't have much time to devote to it anymore. But that's the kind of listening that he did. That's the kind of giving to others. He didn't get it, so maybe for that reason he was especially careful to give to others and to be compassionate to others. The last time I saw Simcha was at Negilat Hakad at the Rav's home. He came for last year of Pesach, and he was singing Zmiris there, giving me a Devar Torah. I said to him, after it was Mariv, I said to him, I'll Motzi and the Bracha on Sfiras HaOmer. And he said, I haven't missed a day, right? And I said, well, today is 6, right? And then I realized, oops, I didn't make the bracha yet, so he doesn't want to see me. Mordechai talked about how he cautioned him, don't go on social media, don't go with a smartphone or WhatsApp, because he says it's a poor substitute for real social relationships, but it's so easy to fall into it and so hard to get out of. He always tried to guide his family, tried to guide us. Last time I saw him, he respectfully, nicely tried to give me advice, to protect me, warn me about stuff, apologetically said, things that he saw that maybe I was not right or whatever. My wife said that Simcha had more courage than anyone she ever met. No matter how many times he missed the park, or things fell apart, he persevered, and he had some really tough times. And he never gave up. He never despaired. He just changed direction and kept going. With enthusiasm, with energy. He had a great hopefulness, an emunah. He told me last year, he says the difficulty is, I want to get married, but the kind of girl I want to marry, like a Beis Yaakov girl, she's not going to marry someone who hasn't been back, in yeshiva. I'm not in yeshiva. What am I going to do? He's trying to figure out how it's going to happen. I'm going to get there. Because he valued Torah, he valued B'nai Torah, he valued Gedolei Torah. My wife reminded me that, that one year he was just crying and pouring out his heart to Hashem. He wanted something really badly, and he just poured his out to Hashem. He loved to give to people. That's what, through his gift of words, he tried with his camera, capture the depths of people, revealed them in a way that showed off their best. He wanted so much to express his talents in the world. His talents were like immeasurable. You don't know. This guy was brilliant and creative, and with a drive. Such one of the smartest creative people we've ever met. And everything he knew and achieved, he taught himself, because he wasn't very successful in a classroom situation. So he had to learn on his own. And he suffered because he had a real deep desire to connect with people and to make relationships, and that was hard for him. He was like always a bit that desperate boy who wanted love and to be loved, wanting to feel belonging and be part of the klal. He was loyal to his family, loyal to his friends, loyal to the memory of his first mother. who he missed very much and mourned very greatly. He would go to the ends of the earth for his family if he had the chance. In his limited capacity, he cherished all of us, cherished his siblings. The Moshav was his home, and he, in a way, he never left the Moshav didn't leave him. Like, he always was like this Moshavnik part of him, and the Moshav and the people he remembers there were his family. I feel that he cared so much about relationships, and it was so hard for him that it hurt so much, because he had been hurt so much. He had so much rejection that he built up kind of a persona, kind of walls, and that used to break my heart. When I would see you sort of trying to maintain a bravado persona, kind of almost not exactly a toughness, it wasn't that kind of toughness, but like as if you're resilient and stuff. And it used to break my heart because without those airs and without that defensiveness, just as you were, you're such a beautiful neshama, such a good heart, such a caring person. So now you go. He said that he once told me that he has amazing. Better hurry up and happen so he can see his mother again. So it's happening a different way. And he's a beautiful neshama and is going to be received very warmly.